A young shepherd, Ramon, loved a buxom shepherdess. Every morning he left Sahor at the head of his herd, escorted by a vigilant dog, and headed towards the Canigou pastures. He often fell asleep at the foot of a tree while thinking of his fiancée, confidently leaving his sheep in the care of his mastiff. One day when he was immersed in a sweet drowsiness, a beautiful young girl came passing dressed all in white, and who stopped to gaze at him. The divine vision disappeared when Ramon woke up to the barking of his dog. The shepherd passed his hand over his eyes as if to chase away a terrible nightmare and collect his vague thoughts. Suddenly he remembered having dreamt that a chasm filled with ice separated him from Veronique, his beloved, and that he himself was falling to the bottom of a precipice for having wanted to get closer to her. The cold and Veronique's cries, he thought, had startled him awake. This dream passed like dark clouds pass over a clear and serene sky, and Ramon, attributing no importance to it, did not confide it to anyone. The following Sunday, the sharp, nasal sounds of the flaviole brought young men and young girls together in the public square of Sahor. The bals followed the contrabas, and the couples jumped, fluttered, enjoying this naive merry-go-round which makes the bal a sort of amorous pastoral play. Ramon and Veronique gave in particularly to this dance of love, which was as original as it was sweet, and amidst joyful laughter they tenderly embraced each other, swearing eternal fidelity to each other. Suddenly, there appeared among the dancers a dark-haired Spanish woman of rare beauty, who performed a lascivious and graceful dance, like in the land of guitars and castanets. A circle of admirers formed around her, and the ebony-haired stranger charmed her many spectators. Ramon himself was almost seduced. But after the dance, the couples dispersed, and Ramon was thinking of returning home when the attractive Spanish woman appeared at his side. She did so much and so well, this divine charmer, that the poor shepherd, madly in love, agreed to follow her anywhere despite everything, and both headed through the pastures towards the snowy peaks of Canigou. After walking all night, the couple stopped in a cave to take some rest, but Ramon, suddenly tearing himself away from the caresses of his companion, regained the sensation of reality. Before his eyes passed the vision of his past, the image of the one he had cowardly abandoned in Sahor. He thought he heard ringing in his ears the mocking laughter of the young girls of the village, the sobs of his parents, and the complaints of his fiancée. The Spaniard redoubled her cajoling, trying to make him forget his first love. "I am a fairy," she admitted. "I saw you sleeping near a tree one day and I loved you. From then on I had no other thought and no other goal than to please you and to possess you. Under the disguise of a Spanish woman, I managed to snatch you away from your fiancé. If you love me and stay with me, you will be the happiest of men. Ask what you want, and your desires will be granted." "I want to see my fiancé in my village again," Ramon replied. "I prefer the sweet voice of my friends. I prefer the plaintive bleating of my sheep to all the riches that you could offer me." In vain, the fairy tried to take back the heart of her fickle lover. To show her supernatural power, she touched with her foot a snowdrop, which suddenly took the shape of a carnation, and she offered it to Ramon. The shepherd, disdainful, refused this flower, and quickly moved away towards Sahor. "Well, since you reject me, be damned!" cried the fairy in despair, and immediately Ramon was transformed into a statue of snow, which the wind demolished and scattered in the valleys. Thus ends, frozen, the tale of an overly ardent lover.